welcome to my channel, Shayspectrum. Thank you again for joining me. If you are a returning subscriber, shout out to you. If you are a new subscriber, hey, how you doing? Make sure that you leave me a comment down below to check in and let me know that you're in the building. I am doing something today along the lines of makeup. We are going to do a makeup tutorial today on this bomb look that I've already done, but I have not seen the full recording yet. I'm so excited. It's so cute. It came out so easily and almost exactly what I wanted. I wish I could have done something more with my lid versus the glitter, but it's still such a bomb look. So make sure that y'all stay tuned to this video to check out and see how I got this look. Okay, friends, I've already went ahead and applied my eyebrows off screen. If y'all would like to see that process, I'll link one of my videos down below of me completing that process. But also, if y'all want a more in detailed, let me know so that I can get that video pushed out for y'all. It does take a lot of time. It is time consuming to do your brows, but that is why I ended up doing it off screen. So if you would like to see that, please let me know. I'm first going to start off by applying the Stay Matte Rimmel London primer to my eyelids as a base. This is just going to help neutralize my eyelids before I start applying my foundation. I really like this specific primer right now at the moment, and I think maybe it has something to do with the texture of it. It's like a thicker consistency, and so I just feel like it has so much more hold when it comes to my eyeshadows that I use. And so I really like to just base this all over my lid, and then I'll just fan it and let it dry down a little bit more. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in with my Morphe 441 brush. This I'm gonna be using just to apply a neutral color along my lid, just to give it some separation whenever I go to start blending in other colors. I really like using the Nubian by Juvia's color palette. I'm gonna be using the shade Morocco. It's like this orange, tangy, cute color that really helps whenever I blend out colors. So I'm gonna apply that right here. I'm actually gonna zoom y'all in a little bit more too, because I know y'all can't see this, okay? I'm gonna go into Morocco dust off. I'm looking over in this direction because I have a mirror that is helping guide. But I'm just gonna apply this all in this area. Okay, so now that I've applied that color in my just transition area, I'm gonna use my Morphe 5114 brush. I'm gonna use this to start darkening my corners, but also the crease in my eye. Today, I'm gonna be using the color Jezebel. It's like this purpley red maroon color. I'm gonna use this in my crease, dust off. And then just start in the outer corner, and then I'll work my way in. Y'all, it's so funny when I'm doing makeup. I'm not a pro, of course, and so I really have to focus. So if y'all notice that I'm focusing because it's an experiment, okay? It has been raining nonstop. It is so great in Houston. And so for today's look, I'm going for more of a sunset look, and these colors I feel like are going to be really good for that. I think I'm going to add some more of the Jezebel color just to really deepen that color over there. I'm then going to pop back into the color Morocco using my Morphe 441 brush and just go right along the area where I applied it And this is just helping with blending more, but also making sure that the colors marry pretty well. After that, I'm gonna do somewhat of a cut crease effect using the Age Rewind Concealer by Maybelline in the shade Golden Door. And then I'm gonna take my Morphe 224 brush, and I'm just going to spread that concealer in the areas that I want. Okay, with the idea of a sunset in mind, I am going to pop into this random palette that I got from God knows who or when. It is an old palette, so I'm not even gonna tell y'all what this palette is called. And it doesn't even have shades on it, does it? No, it does not have shades on it. But today I'm gonna show y'all the color that I'm using, and then y'all can kind of pick a color based on the one that I'm using. I'm gonna be using this yellow right here. I'm gonna pop this on my lid using the Morphe 224 brush. So to deepen the crease, I'm gonna pop back into the Juvia's Nubian palette and go for the color Jezebel. And I'm just gonna put that right in the crease in the corner of where we first applied it. I'm then gonna go back into that same palette and pop back into the color Morocco and just apply it in that transitional area. Okay, now that we have applied our eyeshadow, I'm gonna go and do this other one off camera, and then I'll come back to check in with y'all so that we can get into doing foundation. Okay friends, I went back and did my other eye. As I mentioned before, it is pretty gray in Houston, so I ended up having to turn my light because it is so cloudy right now. But now I'm going to get into this face. I am going to today be using the Milani Concealer Plus Perfect in the shade Amber. And I have been loving this foundation. I do not love the pump because every time, oh, this one actually worked. Look at God. So normally it does not pump for me, but today it did with success. So that is good. So I'm gonna be using this as my foundation. But first, before I even apply this, I'm going to prime my face using the same Rimmel London Matte Perfect Primer. Okay, so I'm going to be using just a regular kind of like flat brush for my foundation. It's kind of dense, but this is not actually the one that I always use. My other one I'm currently cleaning, and so I'm going to have to use this today. So hopefully we get some good application with it. I'm going to start off by just taking a little bit of the foundation and applying it right underneath my eye area and along my cheek. I like doing it this way because it just helps me concentrate it more in one area. Next, I'm going to start dabbing the foundation in. I prefer to push it in versus like do the swipe. I find that my foundation has more lines when I do like a swipe kind of method. And this is a more liquid to matte foundation, but it's not too drying, which I love about this foundation. One last thing that I do like to do is just add it on my neck just to make it all uniform. It is difficult to find a foundation that matches my skin all the way, and it just pretty much is because sometimes I have more of a yellow undertone, and at other times I have more of a red undertone. And whenever I go to places like Sephora or anything, it always ends up, their little like ID thing always ends up making me too dark or too light, and there's like no in between, which is what I need. And now that my foundation is on and drying down, I'm gonna apply my concealer. I'm gonna be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Fawn. Underneath my under eyes is where I'm going to be applying this. And I'm just going to let that dry down. In the meantime, I'm going to use the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Chestnut to go ahead and carve out my cheeks. Okay, now that that has dried down, I'm going to use a wet kind of sponge. I really like using these sponges. I think this is like the Equate brand. I'll have to try to find it and then link it. I pretty much picked it up at probably like Walmart or Target. But I damped that a little bit, and then I'm gonna blend in this concealer underneath my eyes. I'm then going to take just a black e.l.f. brush from somewhere and just blend out those like contoured areas that I kind of did. I'm pressing that again into the skin. This is going to bring back some warmth. Okay, now that I've blended my contour out, I'm just gonna go back in and just make sure that I pat underneath my eye, and then I'm gonna set using the Laura Mercier powder in the color Translucent. And guys, remember, I don't bake, and so as soon as I apply this and get it set in the area that I want it, I'm going to immediately go back in and dust it off. I found that whenever I do bake, it just gets too dry and too cloudy no matter what color foundation I'm using or setting powder that I'm using. So I don't bake for that reason. I'm also gonna set around my mouth. I like to do this just because I do get smile lines. I'm a smiley person and my skin likes to show it. I'm just gonna let that sit while I finish the rest of the face, most of it. So with that being complete, I'm gonna go and start applying my mascara. Today I'm gonna be using the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This mascara is so bomb. My best friend bought it for me the first time in like the mini travel size one for like Christmas or something like that. And y'all, I had to go back and get the bigger one because hooked. It is such a good mascara, and the brush is incredible, and it just gives my lashes just like another ounce of just glam because of how good this brush is. In addition to the Too Faced mascara, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Original Voluminous mascara in the shade Blackest Back. I'm going to be using that on my lower eyelash. I'm going to be using that on my lower eyelid lash line. Tongue twister, y'all. Okay, friends, now that we are done with lashes, I'm going to dust the remaining setting powder off of my lips. And then I'm going to go in with the NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray and just spray my entire face. Okay guys, now we're gonna get into highlight. I'm gonna be using the Milani Strobe Light Highlighter in the shade Sun Glow. And I'm gonna use the Morphe M310 brush. And then I'm gonna do an inner corner highlight using the Morphe M431 brush. I love this brush. It gets in small areas like this. Guys, for lips today, we are going to be using the shade Creeper. of the ColourPop brand. I really love this color and lipstick. It reminds me of the MAC Ruby Woo lipstick, except it's not as drying. I had so many issues with that lipstick that I could not wear it, but I love this. Okay, so I could stop there, but I'm going to go in with another ColourPop of one of my favorites. It's in the shade Bumble. I love this. It's like a pink color. I'm going to see what this looks like blending it on top. Okay friends, this is the final look of today's makeup tutorial. I hope that it was helpful and that y'all learned some really good tips on how to blend and how to use things that are not always high-end brands. I mean, it's so efficient to use something that you can afford, and even so, making sure that you know also how to use things that are a little bit higher in combination with things that are more like drugstore friendly. I hope that this tutorial was helpful and that y'all will join me in my next makeup tutorial. Please leave me comments down below on things that you want to see more in detail or just in general. Again, I appreciate your support and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye guys.